Hi, I'm Jennifer Wentworth, and I am going to show you how to make your own muted bucket drumming sticks. So this is just a regular piece of PVC pipe. I bought a 10-foot long piece at Home Depot, and including tax, it came to $3 for the whole 10 feet. And I actually bought my own PVC pipe cutters. If you go to Home Depot, I hear that a lot of times they will be kind enough to cut it for you. But I just figured I actually do plumbing stuff at home too, so we happen to have this laying around. The tool itself is not that expensive, especially if you're going to be making a lot of these and you don't want to annoy the Home Depot person that much. And I think it was like 10 bucks. So it's not too bad to have, and I used it for a lot of the things here. The only thing that you really need it for is you need it to cut the tubes, and you can use scissors for just about everything else. So I'm gonna push you back a little bit, and you can see my workspace, and I'll walk you through the materials first. Okay, so I have a bunch of these. I bought one 10-foot section will make you 5 sets, so they're all cut to 12-inch pieces. And my cutters. These right here, this is a package of Everbuilt is the name brand, but it's 1/2-inch foam pipe covers, so it's like insulation. And it's almost like pool noodles, but they're meant to be covering like your water pipes and such and help with condensation and make sure that your pipes don't have condensation leak onto your ceiling tiles and such. I have lots and lots of duct tape, a ruler, Sharpie, scissors, balloons, and I recommend the 12-inch. I have done it with 9-inch diameter balloons, but it's a little rough to get it over the top, but 9-inch or 12-inch will work. I bought a mega pack at Walmart, but you can also buy, they have 15 packs at the dollar store in single colors. So if you want to just do one color and not have kids go, I want blue, I want pink, and whatever. So you can just buy the singular colors at the dollar store for 15 for $1 in whatever sizes you want. Anyway, I like some variety and the kids think it's fun too. So I'm gonna skip the cutting of this because I already did that. I also have baby wipes, and I'll show you why later. It just helps with the cutting of the duct tape. So I'm going to take one of my foam pipe covers, and this is where my ruler comes in handy. And this is going to be this part. This is the base of the mute part of my stick. Oh, by the way, the pipes that I bought are the 1/2-inch diameter PEX tubes. So they're PEX PVC pipes. The 1/2-inch, I think, works really well. It's most close to a regular drumstick width. I have used 3/8. It's a little skinnier. It might bend a little bit more, but I've been very happy with the 1/2-inch, and the 1/2-inch is easier to find than the 3/8-inch too. Okay, so I'm gonna mark off on my foam where the 2-inch mark is. I'll make a couple since I'm going to be making a lot. I know it's hard to see black on black, but sorry. But you can kind of see where I marked the lines there. As long as you can see it, that's all that matters. And then I like to use my PVC cutter. You can definitely also use scissors if you want. I just like the PVC cutter because it goes right around the whole tube, and then it cuts it nice. Okay. Now the kind that I bought, I realized after the fact. By the way, that whole 4-pack, which ends up being 12 linear feet, was about $3. So for all of the insulation parts, which is not too bad either. So the 2-inch pieces, the kind that I bought, I realized after the fact is not openly slit. There is a starting slit, but in a lot of the brands that I've seen in the past, this is open all ready for you. And then there's like a little peel away sticker so that it can seal. This one doesn't have it, and I do want to open it up because I realized, yes, this says that it's for a 1/2 inch pecs, but it's very loose. So I want it a little bit tighter. So if I were to go back to Home Depot, I'd look and see if I could find a little bit smaller of a diameter for my pecs. So I'm going to cut just a wedge out with my scissors. And I like to just kind of make it nice and neat. This is just me being a little OCD. That's probably not necessary if you don't want to spend this amount of time feeling like you're carving away like a topiary or something. But then I have a nice little piece there with a wedge. Again, it's just my OCD showing. So, okay, I'm going to take a stick. That's a nice tight fit. And then get a piece of duct tape. This does not matter what color you want. You're not going to see it. So I'm going to go with silver. I have a lot of that and I can buy that cheap. So here's where I'm going to give you a little bit of a trick after making a ton of these already. I noticed that when I started to attach this part to the stick, it kept sliding down a little bit. So when you put it in, I try to leave a little bit of a gap on the top before I seal it and get it nice and tight. And that way, if it does move a little bit, it's okay. But you definitely don't want the stick poking out the top, because then that kind of defeats the purpose. Okay. And again, this is not going to be seen, so it's not a big deal if this isn't all covered. That's just cosmetic. Okay, the next part is I'm just going to get a little bit more duct tape. I've done this in many different ways, and I find that the best way, let's get a better piece than that, is to do smaller sections. And there we go. That way you don't need to worry about it getting stuck. And then I also pre-cut this. Not all the way, just kind of like making big sections. And then I give it a little hula skirt. There we go. And here's where sometimes the foam will slide down. If it stays where it is, that's fine too. It kind of gives you a little extra length and make sure that it's muted. But I'm just going to kind of fold this down around the stick. There we go. And then I'm going to do that on the top too. Again, it's better to do it in a few small sections. And one long one, because then it gets all stuck on itself and causes a mess. Now, none of this will be seen, so it does not matter how pretty it looks. It's really just more to keeping everything in place and giving it the right sound. There we go. And just for good measure, I'm going to do one right here. Right here. So I have some tape with my hula skirt going down, some with my hula skirt going top, and I'm doing one around the base just to kind of keep it all in place. So right there, it would function just fine. But you know, any kid that is given this will pick this apart. Even if I were to cover this with duct tape all the way, which I've done, sometimes after leaving it for a while, some of the duct tape will unpeel a little bit. Sometimes the kids will just pick at it or be like, "Ooh, what's this?" So I'm going to make it look pretty, but I'm also going to try to kid-proof it a little bit. Also, one thing I noticed that after playing on just these PVC pipes after a while, I had some issues with grip. So it would kind of slip a little bit. So I do like having the duct tape on there for my own hand grip. So I get to pick my color. And today I'm going to go purple because I like purple. And I'm going to cut off first. I'm going to cut off this little part on the end where you blow. Just makes it easier if you do it ahead of time. Okay, just a regular balloon. Open it up, stick your fingers in. Here's where you get a little tricky. That was fun. You just have to kind of squeeze it down, get all the air out. But the 12-inch diameter balloons go on really nice. The 9-inch, you have to kind of wrestle with it a little bit. Okay. Now it's starting to look pretty. So now I have to pick my handle color, and everything else is going to be in that color duct tape. I'm going to go black. And I'm going to cut a piece of duct tape that's just, you know, maybe 4 inches. And this is, I'm going to have to use those baby wipes, I think. And that's going to go right along the top just to secure my balloon in place. Boop, boop, bow, bow, bow. There we go. Okay, now this is, again, another little trick. This is where the baby wipes come into place. It has nothing to do with the sticks. Cutting duct tape sucks. So, and it ruins your scissors. But I found that using baby wipes every so often gets all that gunk out. You could probably use any kind of wipes or a sponge or anything of that nature. But it makes your scissors work real good. Okay, now I'm going to cut some tape. I'm just going to cut enough to cover my handle. So you can see about, it's going to cover just about the whole thing there. I'm going to lay it on top. And then just kind of let it go down. Now, unfortunately, the 1/2 inch pipe is just a little too wide in the diameter for the duct tape to completely cover. So we're gonna have to do another layer going the other way. And that's it. So I'll do the same exact thing. Just kind of eyeball it. Now, my coworkers have been making fun of me for the last few weeks because I have been going stick crazy, and this is where I go a little nuts. But I've been loving the bucket drumming. I love how versatile it is, how cheap it is, how the kids just suck right into it. But I was not loving being stuck in a room with that many kids just hitting on things. So I was trying every different kind of thing. I had plastic chopsticks. I had real wooden chopsticks. I had drumsticks. I had just these. And these work really good, actually, except they're just loud. They're quieter than real drumsticks, but they're still loud. I used plastic recorder cleaning rods. See, there you go. And now I got a pair. I used plastic recorder cleaning rods that I covered in duct tape. I tried so many things. And I wasn't in love with anything. This was just using these was the closest thing that I liked because these are plastic. They're not going to chip. They're not going to break. They, as I said, they were a little bit quieter, especially if you can get the 3/8 inch. They were a little bit quieter than a real drumstick, but they were still loud. I think maybe if I were to use those and just duct tape the whole thing, it would help, because even just putting the duct tape on the handle here does mute the rim shots just enough too, so it's not like ear piercing. But having these on the end, the foam tips on the end, wow, like the kids feel like they're really playing. That was the big complaint I had. Like I even used wooden dowels that were 12-inch long, about a 1/4 inch thick wooden dowels, which were nice. They weren't breaking. Like the chopsticks were splintering, and chopsticks were not long enough, I felt, and sticks were flying, and the kids were losing them, and they started getting frustrated because they didn't feel like they were really drumming. It wasn't loud enough. So when I used just these, they loved these, but my ears did not. So I put these on the end. I saw on Pinterest or a blog or something somewhere where people were using pool noodles, and some people were like making a whole, like half the stick with stuff like this. But I was like, you can't make a rim sound if it's too long. So I did this, and I added the balloon, and I made the whole thing with duct tape, and it's been amazing. We had bucket drumming today in class, and we had a whole class full of kids working with their tables and with their groups, and they were composing their own rhythms and practicing, and like, what do I want to have it be on the side and on the top, and they were practicing and everything. And if I was using real sticks, that would have been mass chaos. And we almost always have somebody ask to use the noise canceling headphones that I have in the room for autistic kids and such. And I had nobody ask for headphones. I was perfectly fine and comfortable walking around and being able to hear their groups. They could hear themselves, and they're heavy enough. They feel like they're real. So I've been so happy with these. So hopefully you have fun making these. They take a little bit of time after you do them a couple times. You get kind of on a roll with them, so it's not too bad. It's fun to just sit on the couch and just kind of do another one. It's one of those type of things. Put a movie on and just bang them out. And I looked at how much they cost for each one. I think I ended up paying about $1 for a set, so like 50 cents a stick after I'm done paying for all the materials and such, which is really not that bad, especially for the good sound you're getting. And your ears will thank you. So I hope this is helpful, and happy drumming.